Good morning, happy new year. It's 2025, so let's make sure this is the year we're going to be pretty damn good at what we do. So let's just get straight into the charts and just want to say happy new year to everybody. Firstly, let's see what news could potentially move the market today. Any major news? Those initial jobless claims at 8:30, we saw a negative reaction to that. And then we've got oil coming up at 11. Oh, we've got PMI as well at 9:45. So just keep an eye, call for now after the market opens. PMI, and then that's probably and then apart from oil, that's probably about it. Tomorrow we have a big one at 8:30 as well. So just 10 a.m. So just keep an eye on tomorrow as well. But today, just nothing too major. I did have an error pop up on YouTube saying that video is not streaming well. If you have any issues, just leave me a comment. But I will crack on. So we're looking at the ES at the moment, which is the S&P E-mini futures, and we're on the 1 hour time frame. And I took out a few of my levels today just to simplify things a little bit. There's only a couple of areas I'm really watching for. I'm looking for a bounce down over here at this level here, 59.17 down to 59.26. Same area as watching on Tuesday. And you can see we bounced there on Tuesday quite nicely. So I'm watching for it to come back down into this region. Potentially we could watch for a inverse head and shoulders if we're going to change trend. And then if we can get, there's two plays I'm watching up here. I'm watching for the break and retest of pre-market high, and I'm also looking for a potential. No, I'm just going to watch for the break and retest of pre-market high. That's the only play I like. That move there. I think that's pretty much it. Friday's high, yeah, so if we can get over Friday's high, we did try that in the pre-market and come back down and retest this region. I do quite like this region. Oh, let's just do a bit. This region here I quite like. Oh, my pen doesn't seem to be wanting to change modes. Okay. That should be a rectangle. I'm going to have to reboot in a second because my machine's running slow. It's been on for about 2 weeks. I've not restarted it, so I know I've got video editing software running in the background as well. So this is an area I'm watching, so I'm looking for a potential break and retest of this area long. We could potentially watch for a rejection, but we may have seen this, or we can look for a double top rejection, and that's at 6,000 as well, which is a psychological number. And I think that's it really. There's nothing else really to watch. So volume may be a little bit light today again, even though it's a new year. It's a half week with a holiday in between, so potentially we may see a little bit of lighter volume. Looking at the last few days, volume was kind of back in the market again, but we'll see. Probably next week we'll be back to full steam ahead. Okay, that's it really. And also I'm watching for the break and retest of pre-market low, and obviously we talked about the pre-market high. So looking at SPY next. So my PC seems to be running extremely slow, so I'm going to have to restart after this video. SPY, same as before. I quite like this area down here. This is an area we've been watching already. That's around 585 down to 584 for a bounce. We came into it on Tuesday. I think it was that Tuesday. I think so. Tuesday perfectly, and I'll be watching it come back down here. Again, watching for the break and retest over this area of confluence. You can see we've got tops of candles, bottoms of candles or pivots, and tops of this previous pivot as well, the pre-market pivot. So if we can get above that area, I quite like a break and retest long. And then the only place I can see is where this volume shelf starts. We've got a level up there already at 595. We can watch that area also for rejection. SPX, pretty much same levels we've had. Good morning, Charles. Happy New Year to you as well. Wait for my screen to load. Yeah, definitely need a bit of a reboot, I think. SPX, pretty much same levels. We've been watching this level for some time. That's not yesterday's low, was it the 31st of December's low, 58.68. Watch that area for a bounce. And then again, a bit like on SPY, I do quite like the rejection up here. It's a big area of confluence as well, so that's a bit of a major area. And this is a major area to watch as well. 59.40 and obviously 59.82. And obviously we've got 6,000 on SPX, which is a psychological number. So just keep an eye on them. So what I would normally do with SPX, if I'm looking for a bounce, then I don't only want to be taking a bounce if SPX is also coming into a bounce area as well. If SPX is already broken down below that area, then it's going to be really hard trying to find a bounce on the S. NQ next. I'll go back to divergence. I'll go back to the order flow chart. There's no real divergence anything happening right now. It looks pretty much normal. Alright, NQ. Okay, I do like this area here for rejection. 21,500, 21,525, 530, that area. So potentially we can watch this region here. I think it's just so unresponsive on my computer drawing these symbols, so I'm going to definitely have to do a reboot in this shortly. So 21, was that 530, that area there for rejection. 21,550, and then break and retest of pre-market low. We'll be breaking this little bit of an hourly uptrend, and then I do quite like the bounce. It's a big ride area, so we've got this area here up to there. So I'm not sure, but I think that's a bit too wide to find a bounce. If I were to find an area within it, we could say bottom of that pivot, that region there. So 21,100, that area for a bounce, if we had to fine tune it slightly. Otherwise we've got this 2100 psychological number for a bounce as well, so keep an eye on that. And then break and retest over pre-market high into this point of control area, and we can watch 21,700 to 21,800 for the rejection. QQQ. You could say there's a bit of a head and shoulders pattern. We've got the left shoulder here, we've got the head here, the right shoulder here. Sorry, the drawing's not drawing because it's just not very responsive at the moment. It's about 2 seconds before I see it on the screen. And then we had the breakdown. Look at this, this is one of my favourite patterns. We came back up, retested it, lost it, came back up, retested it. So potentially we could be watching this area here for a rejection, 517. And then the only place I like the bounce, possibly here. But we've got this big falling shelf further down here at 505. And then we could watch this area here for rejection. What happens where the point of control is. Big area of confluence as well. So we've got bottoms of candles, tops of pivots there, and then we've kind of came into that area, so point of control, so 522 to 521 for the rejection. And I think that's, I'm trying to keep it really simple. Oil, it's doing what we said it might do. That's a nice, hopefully somebody took that break and retest this here. I highlighted this last week as well, so keep an eye on this region here for a bounce. And you can see we came into it twice. We bounced once there, and we bounced a beautiful time just there. I didn't take it, I wasn't really playing the market at all this week. I may not even play it today, I'll keep an eye on it. I did take a few good trades. I took a break and retest of pre-market low 2 days in a row, and they both worked okay. I scalped them. And then I'll keep an eye on that again today. And basically, if I have one winning trade, doesn't matter if it's 1R or 0.1R, then I'll call that as one of my winning trades for the day, and I'll just walk away. We've broken out over this daily trend line now, so I do quite like the pullback into 72 for the bounce, and then that's it. Overhead resistance, not much until we get up to 75 area. Let's notice a lack of volume. This is all-time highs, I think, as well. Oh no, not all-time highs, this is all-time highs over here. No, in fact, that's probably not all-time highs, we're just going sideways. Yeah, if you look at the volume profile to the left now, big major volumes like we're coming into 73, 37 area, 74. So potentially we can watch this area for a rejection. It's a big area. So this is where the volume is currently based on that profile chart. And we've got the other volume where we are right now as well, that little tiny volume spike. And then we've got this big area confluence up here. So that's why I like this area. 75 is an area I like for a rejection. So keep an eye on these two levels. Let's just mark them up. Big volume spike, and I've already got that level marked up there. So potential rejection areas. Otherwise we can watch for the bounce. If we come back down into this region, again I do like this area for a bounce. This region here. The reason for that is because we've got lots of pivots, bottoms of pivots there, bottoms of pivots, tops of these pivots, tops of pivots, bottom of this major one, tops of these, and then we're just kind of breaking out through it. So what I'd like to see it to come back down into this region and also be testing this trend line as well, and to continue the uptrend. Gold. Holding this trend line, this daily trend line, coming into this area here, rejection area, bit of a volume spike as well, a volume shelf. Let's go closer. Yeah, let's keep an eye on break and retest a pre-market high into these pivots here. Otherwise we can watch for a bounce back down in this region, yesterday's low area. That's it, but that's all I can see on that one. We do need to get over this point of control though. You can see we've got all this volume here. This is where all the major volume is since, I don't go back to the beginning of December, no, beginning of November. So you might find it hard trying to get out through this area, but a break and retest might be a good play, even as a swing. RTY. I like to say that's an inverse head and shoulders pattern, but it's not looking great. You could say it's a head and shoulders pattern, and it's going to continue to trend down. So we're still in a downtrend. We've yet to break pivots. We have not broken that major pivot high. So let's watch for a bounce down at 2200, 2220. I meant, sorry, this region here, down to about 2220 area for a bounce. And then a break and retest of pre-market high into this area here. But there's a big void, lack of volume above as well. So potentially we've got nothing until we get into this region. We've got a volume shelf, so where we've got it marked up already. And just note that there is a volume shelf just down here as well. So let's mark that as well. It's an area of confidence now. We've got bottoms of candles. It's kind of consolidating. It's pre-market low area as well, where it bounced, or where it was today. So that's it. So 25, 22, 55 area for a bounce. Or if we lose pre-market low, break and retest short. YM, this is the Dow Jones. Again, it's putting a new higher low. Maybe it's a sign that we're changing trend, but we need to take out this pivot here really before we know we have changed trend, and we need to be consistently above the 200 moving average, which we're below it still. So break and retest a pre-market high, 43,246. Break and retest a pre-market low, and we've got the bounce area, big wide area as well, this area here for a bounce, and that's around 42,500, which is a psychological number. And that's it. Oh no, Bitcoin, I meant, sorry, one more. Bitcoin just doesn't want to get down through that base we're setting up. So we've been holding this level, holding it and holding it, which was original all-time highs, came back and retested it. We've been holding it. We've got increase in price, decrease in volume, showing a little bit of a weakness. We're still below the 50 moving average, well above the 200, so we're still in the, consider it in an uptrend. We're looking at the daily on this. I prefer looking at the daily. And you could say that's a bit of an inverse head and shoulders. Not an inverse, a normal head and shoulders. Head, shoulders. Maybe we're going to do something like that and actually break down. If we take out this right shoulder, which is 100,000, big psychological number as well, then we're probably going to be retesting these all-time highs again, maybe higher. If we can't take out 100,000, then we might just come back down, break down, and watch for the retest of this 9180, 93, 92 area for the rejection down. And that's pretty much it. I'll quickly flick over to my order flow, and you can see it's not doing a great deal. We've got nothing really there of interest. It's doing exactly what it is, so there's nothing really to look at today. But I did do an order flow cumulative delta tutorial actually on my website. I'll just open it up. Cumulative delta. And we've got a few minutes. We drag it over. So you can get this on pbtrader.co.uk. I'll put a link in the comments right now. And basically these are screenshots I took last week and a few weeks ago, just explaining what I'm looking for when I'm watching cumulative delta. And also I like to have it open as well. I look at it as a guide, because sometimes I'm sitting there in the heat of the moment thinking, oh, what am I looking at? What does it mean to me? What's the selling off price and increase in delta mean? Sometimes I get a bit tongue-tied trying to make a decision. You know, there's so much going on. So I thought I'd just write it down as all the potential scenarios it could be. And then same for the inverse to what we're seeing there. So that's price selling off, cumulative delta increasing, and then here we've got price increasing, cumulative delta decreasing, and what it could mean as well, and how to trade it. So take a look at that, let me know what you like, and if there's any other tutorials you want me to put on as well. Again, I use it as a reference for myself as well, so you can find that by going to pbtrader.co.uk.